I got to meet Kim Johnson when I was doing season 13 of Dancing with the Stars. And if you didn't see it, I won that season. And if you did see it, I was 5th. And she wasn't my partner, but you go before the show starts, and the very first day you do some show openers, and you do some commercials and promos. And my partner was Anna Treblinskaya, and she was, very nice, but very Russian, like, we will work now, keep dancing. But Kim and I was like, oh yeah, Kim, how you going? And I was doing my Australian accent, and we became besties immediately. And it's probably good that we weren't partners on the show, because we probably wouldn't have stayed focused. I wouldn't have, Kim would have, because she's very professional. So I've got to be BFFs with Kim over the last several years, and she's a fantastic person and a great friend. But she's also a wealth of information and knowledge, which you can find in her new book, The 5, 6, 7, 8 Diet, courtesy of Reagan Arts Publishers. And she's gonna share a lot of insights about that. I know she loves talking to all of her fans, so please think of questions. I'll come out in the audience like Sally Jesse Raphael, and you can ask whatever you want. And then we might even bring another special guest up in halfway through. Somebody else who was on Dancing with the Stars. So I guess we should bring Kim out, right?
Yeah.
Why not? You don't want to listen to me lollygagging. She's not here yet, everybody. Oh, yes.
Maybe we shouldn't bring her on a session.
We probably should bring her out as soon as she's ready. Did everybody get their books? And you're ready to have them signed? Fantastic. We'll be signing away. Is she coming? I think we should all hide, everybody. And then jump out.
Surprise.
Surprise. 1, 2, 3. Surprise! Happy birthday! Just kidding. Give it up for Kim Johnson, everybody. Now I can do my real intro, which is Kim Johnson, 3-time Mirror Ball winner. Come up here, Kim, on Dancing with the Stars. Photo up.
Right here, guys. And one right here, guys.
Couple more right here.
Should we hold my book?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, yes, we should.
Yeah, let's hold
There
the
we
book.
go. It goes with your outfit, the tanning.
All the way to right here.
And right in front one more time. Thank you.
And one right here, guys.
You get one and Kim by yourself?
Of course.
Oh, yeah. And then you right up here. Sorry, you can hold that right there for me, right?
And one right here, guys.
Yes, Angelina. Yes. Show some love.
One more back here.
And Kim down below.
Can you get one without the book as well? Can you start with this right here? Thank you, Kim.
One more time right here. Kim right there. Yeah, hold right there. This way.
And one right here.
One more time, eyes right here.
Oh, was I in that? I'm so sorry. I didn't realize.
Hey, Kim, eyes right here. Thank you very much.
Can I grab that second mic? Mock sign. And then hide that here.
And eyes right here.
And right next to him. And then right here.
And all the way down the line one more time. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Okay, guys, thank you so much, guys. Right, now back to my introduction. 3-time Mirror Ball winner, a Dancing with the Stars favorite, the longest competing female, I think, in the history of the show. She has mirror balls on 2 continents, not just one. She's one of my BFFs, but now, more importantly, Kim Johnson is an author, everybody.
Yay!
Say hello, Kim.
Hi, thanks so much for coming out. Yeah, it's great to be here.
Please have a seat.
Are we going to sit down?
I was thinking, I don't know, should we?
Okay.
It seems nice and casual.
Let's
We're going to
do
do
it.
the interview, and this is all intimate, and we're all friends and family.
Yeah.
And I have my notes right here, but, you know.
Look, I feel like you're Barbara Walters or something.
We were similar hair, similar faces. So, Kim,
Yes,
let's get to
Carson.
know Kim Johnson. How did it all start? I know that you're from, are you from Australia? I sense an accent.
Yes, I am from Australia, Carson.
And tell us about growing up there and how you fell in love with dance.
Well, yes, I'm from Sydney, Australia, and I've been dancing since I was 3.
Happy Australia Day.
It's Australia Day, by the way.
Oh,
Yes. Yeah, so I've been dancing since I was 3, doing like ballet, jazz, and tap and stuff like that. And then I got into ballroom dancing when I was 14.
How did that happen?
Well, my brother actually liked a girl at school, and she was doing ballroom lessons. So he asked my mum if he could go to where she was taking lessons. And
Your brother's girlfriend.
well, they weren't girlfriend and boyfriend yet.
Okay, but he
fancied her.
wanted to be.
He wanted to be.
Okay.
And I was, doing ballet, jazz, tap. I wanted to be a musical theatre. I wanted to be in musical theatre. So I thought I was, a real dancer. I thought ballroom dancing was something your grandparents did. And I remember going to pick my brother up thinking, oh, what is he doing, And then I saw it and I was like, wow, this is really beautiful. And one of the little boys there didn't have a partner, so they asked me to join him. And I did and fell in love with it.
You're such a giver.
Oh, yes.
And I know no one becomes this successful at their trade or in life without the support of their family. I mean, it also, it takes somebody very special to help you get there.
Yes.
And your mom is in our audience
Yeah,
tonight,
Mom's
all the way from Australia. Stand up, Barb.
Say hello.
Wave to the crowd. The lady, if it weren't for you, we wouldn't have Kim, so thanks for making her. I'm sure it was fun at the time, but we appreciate it. Okay?
Oh my goodness.
And was your mom a ballroom dancer? I've seen pictures.
My mum was a ballroom dancer. She was actually a ballroom teacher, but she did other dancing as well growing up. So I guess it's in the blood.
Runs in the family.
Runs in the family, and I just started doing it for fun, and I loved the tutus, and it ended up then being something serious. But I
Right.
started out just enjoying it, and my mum and my dad have always been great supporters and encouraged me and believed in me.
And how do you turn something like that into a career? Like, when did you first start dancing professionally and making money?
My first professional job was at the equivalent of Disneyland. Well, maybe not Disneyland, the other one here. But
Disneyland.
no,
the
the smaller one.
Knott's Berry
Knott's
Farm.
Berry Farm,
Yeah.
like that. It's called Australia's Wonderland.
Mhm.
And do you remember Inspector Gadget?
Yes.
Well, I used to play Penny in Inspector Gadget, and I'd do that in the school holidays. That was my first
Uh-huh.
proper job. And all the others were in the characters, but I could just be me, so that was kind of nice. I didn't have to wear the suit. So I was Penny in Inspector Gadget in school holidays when I was about 12, I think, or 11, something like that.
Paying for those dancing shoes.
Oh yes, I was. So, but that was really fun. I loved it. I loved, working, and
Right.
then I ended up moving to London and
Why?
on the competitive.
Okay.
So back in the day, now sort of the home of dance for ballroom dancers is in New York. But when I was doing it, it was in London. So I had to move to England, and I was taking lessons there, and I was on the competitive circuit, which was all in Europe. So that's where the big competitions were, and you would get paid for prize money. So it was very expensive. I had lots of jobs. I used to work in a hotel on the front desk.
Mhm.
I used to also drive the minibus.
How'd that go?
I learned to drive a stick shift on the minibus. So I used to drive the minibus to pick up the guests, come back, run around the front desk, and then check them in. So yeah, it was quite funny. So it was the airport Sydney International Motor Inn.
Oh, if you're at the Sydney Airport Motor Inn, please go in there and
Yeah.
say that you know Kim.
I was terrible at waitressing though. I had to do room service one time, and I had this tray full of barramundi, which is really nice Australian fish, and it was like all filled up, and I'm walking to the room, and it was this really long corridor. I'm walking holding this tray. It was really heavy, and my wrist was sort of shaking. And then I got to the door, and I was so proud of myself I hadn't spilled anything, and I tapped on like that with my foot, and I said room service, and as he opens the door, I walked in, and my wrist must have tilted, and the fish went flying off, landed on the floor. So I wasn't doing room service after that experience. It was
Good
pretty
times.
bad.
Good times. And then, you started you did the professional, the competing part. And then when did you start doing it professionally on stage, more than a showbiz kind of way?
Well, when I was competing, I loved it. But it got to a point where I thought, you know what, this isn't really what I want to do. And I remember I was in Germany doing the Masters. It was an invitation-only competition, so it was a big honor, and it was great to do it. And I was there, and I remember dancing around, and there's 6 other couples on the floor at the same time, and everyone's like pushing.
hip checking you.
Yeah, kind of like
Yeah.
Strictly Ballroom. I don't know if you've seen that movie where they're on the floor and you get blocked in, and it's actually, that really happens. So I'm dancing, I'm like, I don't want to do this anymore. And I said
So you had your aha moment.
I did.
How old were you?
I was probably 20.
Okay.
Yeah, so I decided I wanted to stop, and then a show came along called Burn the Floor. I have to say that with an American accent.
Burn the floor.
Because when I say it with an Australian accent, no one understands me. So, burn the floor.
And what's burn the floor?
So it basically, you know, river dance, the Irish dancing. So a producer wanted to make ballroom dancing as big as river dance was. So Burn the Floor was showcasing ballroom dancing in a way it hadn't been seen.
Right.
And I was lucky enough to be a part of that show from the very beginning. Traveled the world. We were all over Europe. We went to Asia. We went everywhere.
United States. I just burned the floor tonight when I was ironing my shirt.
Oh, did you?
I was like, I can't get the board out. I'll just do the towel. So you went all over, and that was. Did you come to America with Burn the Floor?
Yes, yeah, we came to America. We did Radio City Music Hall, the Universal Amphitheater. We
Broadway.
Yeah, I did Broadway, but that was after I was on Dancing with the Stars. I went back to Burn the Floor, and I was on Broadway with Max, actually.
Right.
Yes, so that was
Lucky
great.
gal. So, and then when did you start with the Dancing with the Stars brand in Australia?
Well, then again, I had like a bit of a moment when I was on tour because I felt like a gypsy. I was living out of a suitcase. They were auditioning for Dancing with the Stars in Australia. It was actually in England first, and then Australia had it straight after. So I'd heard about this show, and I thought, I don't know if that will really work, especially in Australia. It's such a sporting culture. I didn't know whether they would really get it. But I went for the audition, got the job, and it was obviously a huge success. And I did 3 seasons.
Who did you dance with? Football players?
No,
or actors,
my first dance
or-
partner was an actor. He was actually on Days of Our Lives for a little bit, but he was more famous in Australia for this show, Home and Away, where all the big stars come from. Chris Hemsworth.
Yeah,
and all
Kylie
these-
Minogue.
Kylie Minogue, yes.
They were all on that. And then, how did you get to Dancing with the Stars here in America?
Well, then one of the producers that was working on the Australian show came over to work on the American show and was showing them some footage of the Australian one. And they said, oh, we'd like to maybe audition that blonde girl. So they asked me to come over and I auditioned, and that was it. And then they called me like a week after when I got home.
Right. And said, you're going to do the
They
show.
said, I'm going to do the show. I couldn't believe it. And I said to my friends, I'm going to the States. They want me to do the American show. I thought, I've hit the big time. I'm going to America. I'm going to have some big movie star like George Clooney or Leonardo, something like that.
And then you don't meet your partner until,
Well,
like,
yeah,
on camera.
we don't meet our partner until we literally walk in the door. So in my head, I had some sort of Hollywood actor. I remember on the plane, I was so excited looking through like Star Magazine, picking out Leo or someone's delusional Brad, yeah.
Right.
So I get to the studio and the producers, they said, oh, well, welcome to America. This is so exciting. You've got a really famous, big, star in that door. And I was like, yes, George, something, So I was so excited, and I open the door and I walk in, and there's Jerry Springer.
Womp womp.
It was not quite George Clooney, but he was the best. And he looked at me and he said, I'm sorry. That was the first thing he said to me. And we ended up becoming such great friends. And we used to get the lowest score every single week, but we lasted nearly till the end.
Right, I
because
hear ya.
Everyone fell in love with him.
Right, right.
Yeah.
And then, who were some of your favorite? I mean, you've had some real highlights on the show. Winning the Mirror Ball with Heinz Ward and winning the Mirror Ball with Donny Osmond. Just give us some highlights, favorite partners on the show.
Well, my favorite partner would have to be my last dance partner, Robert Herjavec, who is here.
Look at that. Special guest star, everybody. Robert, you want to come join us?
Come join us.
Everybody from ABC's Shark Tank. Your favorite shark and one of your faves from season 19. Was it 19 or 20?
It was season 20.
Of
yeah.
Dancing with the Stars.
Hello.
Oh, please, do we have another mic? You guys can share a mic.
Share.
So,
We can sing a duet, Kim.
yes, for their
I
first
think they
number.
would like to hear that.
Easy.
So,
I've been more than.
so when you guys tell us about because Kim was calling me when she said, "Oh, I'm going to meet my dance partner, and I'm
She
putting
didn't
in the
know who I was,
driveway."
Carson.
Did
No,
she
she
not
had
know
no
who
idea.
you were?
I did.
No, you didn't. You're lying. When we walk in the door, they're supposed to say, "Oh my God, it's your name."
Right.
And I walk in and she goes, "Oh my God, it's you."
I love you.
And I thought, well, that's really odd. And the producer said, "Oh, that was great. Let's do it again." And I walk in the door the second time.
They said that quietly to me. They
Right,
said,
they do a little.
and this time say his name, Robert. And I was like, oh, okay.
So the second time I walk in, she goes, "Oh my God, it's you, Robert." I'm like, "Hang on, she has no idea who I am." But her mom knew who I was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Really? And I knew who you were.
Yeah, well, that's why
Yeah.
it's important, Carson.
Yeah, of course, and
Yeah,
that's
of
why
course.
we're all so close now. And then, I know what it's like being on the show. It's absolutely terrifying. Were you like freaking out about dancing, or?
I was petrified.
Mhm.
I don't know about you, but I was just in like a zombie. I mean,
Right.
I was petrified, I was scared, and I didn't know what to do. But that's the magic of the show. Kim was such a great teacher
Mhm.
that after 2 weeks, she had made me believe that I was the best dancer in the world. I don't know about you.
Oh, I had a very good teacher, and I think that's what people don't realize about the show is that not only are the dancers really fantastic world champion quality dancers, but they have to be phenomenal teachers. I think that's a great segue also for the book too, because we're all here because of the 5, 6, 7, 8 diet book, which is amazing. I read it all. Well, almost all. I looked at a lot of the pictures. And it's very good.
You read the inside cover.
I read the dedications. Thank you so much. And but I think there's so much information that you glean from doing 20 seasons of Dancing with the Stars. The workout kind of comes forward in the just your lifestyle.
Yes.
So tell us, what is the 5, 6, 7, 8 diet, and what does the 5, 6,
Well-
7, 8 stand for?
Well, 5, 6, 7, 8, as a dancer, that's your cue to start dancing. But it also means, just get started and do something, whether it's a diet, whether it's changing your lifestyle. Sometimes getting started is the hardest thing. And writing this book was so much fun. I worked with an incredible nutritionist, and we came up with this amazing diet. People would come up to me in the street and they'll say, "Oh my gosh, I want to be a star, and so I can be on Dancing with the Stars and lose weight and transform myself like the celebrities do." But what they don't realize is 8 hours, 8 hours of rehearsals go
Right.
into it every single day, and no one's got 8 hours a day, to rehearse, to train. So then the diet comes into it, and myself, when I'm doing the show, I could eat a few naughty things and this and that and get away with it. But when I'm in between seasons, I would have to watch what I eat. So we came up with a 5, 6, 7, 8 diet, and the 5, 6, 7, 8 also stand for something. I'll let you know what it is. So number 5 is to have 5 sources of protein. Number 6 is 6 colors of the rainbow. Number 7 is 7 anti-inflammatory foods. And number 8 is 8 glasses of water a day. So it's a really easy way to remember how to eat well. And
Right.
it's not one of these diets that you'll fall off quickly. It's not like cutting out gluten or dairy and
Right.
all these
Or
strict...
tequila.
No.
something that you absolutely need to live on.
Exactly, Carson. But it's
no.
something for your lifestyle. It's something that you can easily implement into your own lifestyle and continue
And
doing
it's
that.
something that you've it's kind of, the book is so great because it's just kind of how you've been living
Yeah.
and training. As a dancer, you need to eat a certain diet, you need to exercise and do certain things, but it's nothing extreme, and it's something that everybody can't do.
Exactly. There's so many great recipes in the book as well. Carson's got some of his favorite recipes.
Try my meatballs.
Yes.
I've always wanted to
don't-
say that.
Yeah.
Robert,
What do
have
you
a-
say to that?
Do you have a recipe in there?
I don't.
Oh.
I'm just still thinking about your meatballs comment.
Oh gosh.
You know what
Okay.
I love about it, Carson,
What?
is, and the thing I loved about the show is
Yes.
everybody loses weight.
Right, did you lose weight on the show?
I did. I got into great shape. I went there at 170 pounds, which was really low for me, and I lost 10 pounds the first week and a half.
Wow.
But it wasn't just me. Patti LaBelle lost weight. Everybody that goes on the show
All I
loses
got was
weight.
bunions.
Really?
But I did get
Did you
abs.
lose a lot of weight?
I got abs
did.
for 2 weeks. And then I was voted off the show, and then I just, got mushy again. But I have to say, we did a Dancing with the Stars cruise to the Caribbean. We had 2 weeks, and I was reading the book, and I started doing the diet, and it's really pretty easy because it's like eat a lot of vegetables, drink a lot of water, don't have a lot of carbs that turn into sugar, and then occasionally, this is my favorite part, and Kim is like the poster child, we would have like a little bit of dessert, but it's
Absolutely.
just, you have
Portion
a bite
control.
here and there.
Yeah, it's portion control. Like, I don't like to deprive myself of things. I still like to go out and be social and go for dinners, but I try and choose, you know, the healthier options and we share dessert, you know.
Right.
We share a lot of things. On the cruise, I remember, like, they had that pizza station.
Right.
And Florence Henderson was on the cruise too. We'd share a pizza, but we'd share it, you know.
Right. And they were itty bitty little pizzas.
Itty little bitty ones.
Tiny. But that's also, you know, it's something you talk about in the book, like maintaining your motivation and how do you eat when you're traveling. And even if you're not traveling, everybody's super busy and everybody's working and then they're, you know, maybe they're taking dance lessons, whatever. You know, how do you stay motivated and how do you stay on track when you don't have a lot of time?
Well, that's the hard thing, and I find it difficult sometimes to get motivated to get out there and do it, but it's just getting to the gym. And I find if I I'll just go to the gym and do half an hour today or 15 minutes. Once I get there, I find that I then end up doing an hour. Do you know what I mean? Because
Right.
you're there already. So you think, I'll just do these exercises, and then you're like, I might just, you know, try this one. And then you leave feeling
Right.
great. So
See, I do that with Haagen-Dazs. I'm like, I'm only going to eat an inch down. And then I eat down the inch. I'm like, okay, I'm just going to have one more inch down. And then I go down, and then, like, it's over. And I'm just like, okay, I'll have another.
Well, that's the great thing about Kim. I know you like your inches.
Yes,
That's the
I
great
do.
thing.
That was a great segue. It's a great segue.
That's the great thing about Kim. When she works out, she's
Right.
always having fun.
that's the thing.
Right.
You know,
I like
I go to the gym and I'm always in pain. I'm always miserable. I go there. I hate being there. I'm dying to leave, and I feel like I've achieved something. But Kim's always having fun.
Well, how do you, you know, I think that was the great thing also about Dancing with the Stars is that you don't really realize you're exercising. And I know you have a workout DVD, which I think is probably available here too.
Yeah, I do. I have a workout DVD where you'll do the dances you see on Dancing with the Stars, like the cha-cha, the jive, the samba, and they all target different muscles. So,
Right.
like the salsa will be good for your midsection, the paso doble is great for your legs. And you don't realize you're working out, which is
Right.
what I love about it. Like, we'd be dancing and you wouldn't realize you were burning so many calories because you're having fun, you're learning the steps. But in the book, I break down some of the exercises that I do when I'm not on Dancing with the Stars. And I work out to music, and I find that I'll put a track on, and which is normally like 3 minutes 50, and I'll make sure I keep working out whether I'm doing like a jump rope. I keep going until the music finishes,
Right.
so it just helps you get through it. So it's little things like that that I do. I also have a 3-minute core workout. Everyone can do 3 minutes, but it really
Three
does.
sounds like a big commitment. I don't know.
But I would make Robert do it, and all the celebrities that I've worked with,
Right.
before they start dancing, we do this quick 3-minute core workout, and I feel like it just gets you centered and ready for the day. So there's all those little things in there. There's then 15-minute workouts you can do. It's just building up to it. Whether you just do 3 minutes a day, it all works. And then I also, there's a little bit of motivation in there as well.
Right, like a big part of Dancing with the Stars, I think, when you're the pro for your celebrity partner, you're kind of their coach and their motivator and the person that tends to inspire them. So I guess this question is for Robert, like,
I did inspire her a lot.
Did you?
I
Did you?
felt like I was her inspiration during the entire time, Carson.
Uh-huh.
And she had low days, but I brought
you
her
just
right
had
back.
to say, you
Yeah.
can do this.
Yeah.
You're a good
Don't worry.
dancer.
So inspiring. And
Don't give up on dance, baby.
What was Kim like as a coach? Was she hard? Was she a pushover?
She was fantastic. She, you know, the key to it is being able to work with somebody else and read the other person. And, you know, there are days, as you know, you don't want to do it, and you're kind of miserable, and sometimes you're upset, and sometimes you're just tired. And she could read what I needed and kept pushing me and got us to the next level. And she was firm when she needed to be and fun always.
Right.
But it was great.
yeah, and it's a very daunting experience for the celebrities to go through. They're completely out of their comfort zone. I mean, Robert's this huge successful businessman, and all of a sudden he's now standing in Cuban heels trying to shake his hips.
Right.
You know, and
if
I
I
have
had a
to-
nickel.
And it's my job to make him feel comfortable and believe that he looks good doing it, which you did, by the way.
I didn't, but you did make me feel like I did.
Oh,
Thank
but
you.
it's that encouragement, but also you'll do the dance, then you have to go and stand in front of the judges, and they can pull
Right.
you down, and then you have to come back again next week
Right.
and forget about it all, start again from.
That's the one thing I
fresh.
really learned from Kim during the show, and I, really applied that to business and many things, because you work really hard in business and other things, you want to get to this point, and you realize how fleeting success and failure is. So when we'd have a performance on Monday, it was a bad one, she would say, forget that dance, we're never doing it again. And it was easy to forget it. Then one week, miraculously, we had a great dance, and she said, forget that dance, we'll never do it again. But I wanted to wallow when you do something well, and you got to let it go, and you got to wake up the next day and do it all over again.
It's the same with, like, if you go out and you have a hamburger, enjoy it, and then let it go and wake up the next day and get back on the diet again.
Right. Do more cardio.
Yeah.
But I think, that's the big part of the book is that you're coaching people through this experience. And losing weight, you can do it with these great exercises. You can do it with a pretty simple, clean eating. But what I love is that when you read the book, it's so much in your voice, and it really feels like Kim is there on your shoulder telling you to work out. And now the shoe is kind of on the other foot a little bit. Did you help Coach Kim with this business venture now that she's a lifestyle expert? Like, did you help her with the book, or?
Well, the great thing I noticed about Kim right away, I mean, she's beautiful and she's gorgeous, but what I really noticed was how motivated she was and how much she's accomplished. So I didn't really need to help her a lot. She's pretty driven and centered, and I was just there to support her.
And
but I did teach her a lot about dance, Carson.
Did you?
Yeah.
Even though I wasn't her partner, I gave her a lot of pointers as well. She's getting pretty good.
Yeah. I was a little upset that when you watch the show, that didn't come across.
Right.
Yeah, my dance background.
Well,
we never talk about my dance.
But I also share some fun. Oh, hello.
Oh, our time is over, everybody. Thanks so much for being.
I also share some fun stories of, from behind the scenes of Dancing with the Stars, me working with, like David Arquette and all the people that I've worked with, David Hasselhoff, and how different it is. And I also talk about Robert.
Yeah, what's going on with you and Robert? He's so supportive. He's still here.
Well, yeah, we, met on Dancing with the Stars, became friends, and then that blossomed into something else. And I do share that in the book. Which is very nice, and that was kind of the most fun for me. I didn't know if I wanted to really do that in the book, but the publisher wanted me to, actually, to be honest, of course.
Well, that's very nice, Kim. So here's what I heard you say. I really didn't want to talk about you, but somebody made me. Wow.
That's not what I mean.
Thank you. I know. No, I know you're joking. I mean, I think anybody who watched our season knew right away how much you loved me immediately. I think it was really obvious.
Was it love at first sight? I know they asked that question this morning, Kim.
Well, it wasn't love affair.
Oh my God!
I think
What
we
an
were just being professional.
We were being professional, and we wanted that Mirabelle trophy, so we were going towards
I can't
that.
believe we won.
No, we didn't.
You won. Trust me.
True.
The both of you won, because this is, look what happened. It's a fairy tale ending, everybody. Now I'm going to jump out in the audience and ask some questions like Sally, Jesse, Raphael. And you can, they can be directed to Robert or Kim. Who has a question? Anybody? If not, I'll just come sit on your lap. And, anybody? Oh, look at you. Snazzy. I'll talk to you in the parking lot. Anybody? Oh, up here. Yeah, right. Who has a question? Okay, what's your name?
My name is Gloria.
Gloria, where are you from?
I'm from Buena Park.
From Gloria from Buena Park, everybody. What's your question?
Kim, I wanted to ask you how your neck was doing when you had that accident. How you
That's
were
right.
doing.
Yeah, it was season.
Tell us, what happened.
Season 9, I was dancing with Hines Ward from the Steelers, and we were getting to the semi-final, and I wanted to do something that hadn't been seen on the show before, because the show's been around for quite a while, and I wanted to sort of push it. And I thought, I've got this big football player, he can do this trick. So I was watching this thing on YouTube. It was the world salsa champions doing a crazy trick, and basically what happened, we had to have momentum. Hines had to throw me under his legs, and we did it the first time, but the second time...
I love that you actually thought that in a week you could do something that the world salsa champions did.
I know.
They'd probably been practicing their entire lives.
Exactly. It hadn't been done on the show, and I realize now why it hadn't. So the second time I did it, we lost momentum, and he dropped me on my neck, which really hurt. I felt that, but then he slipped, and his body weight fell on top of me. So it was really quite horrible. So, but I ended up being fine, and my friend Cheryl Burke stepped in, and she was going to continue dancing with Hines, but I ended up getting cleared sort of just at the last second.
And then what happened? How did you guys finish the season?
Well, then we went on to win, so it was all good.
So it all worked out.
But yeah, it was a really bad injury, and I had to take quite a while after the season to get myself back again. But,
And I know you talk about that in the book, and kind of like coming back
overcoming
from
injury and
Exactly.
things that I did.
It's all in there. Oh, question in the back. Okay. This is good. I'm getting some cardio and everything. Fantastic. Excuse me. Pardon me. Excuse me. What's your name?
Dylan.
Dylan, where are you from?
Originally Salmon, Idaho, but I live in Hollywood now.
Fantastic. What's your question?
This question is for both of you guys, because I'm a fan of both of you. So in business and as a performer, what would be the biggest words of advice you would have to someone, a young entrepreneur and a young actor?
Good question.
I
I want to hear this too, because I need the same advice.
I think whatever you do, whatever it is, and I know myself with dance, and now I'm doing different things. I'm a judge on the Australian show, and I'm going into this new venture. If you have to live your life with passion and purpose, and that's, I think, if you have that, things are going to happen. So try and just, whatever you do, just do it with passion and have the purpose, I think.
Good one. I would say narrow your focus. The less you have, the greater you have to be at a niche something. The world doesn't reward mediocrity.
Uh-oh.
Sorry, Carson.
I'll figure something out. I've just got to refocus. There's got to be another question up in here. Anybody? Back here. Oh, yes. Oh, okay. Okay. We have time. Hello. What's your name?
My name is Brett.
Hi, Brett. Where are you from?
I'm from Upland, California.
Fantastic. What's your question?
My question's for Kim. I want to know, other than Robert, of course, who is your favorite partner on Dancing with the Stars?
Well, of course, Robert. But my favorite partner would, other than you, would have to be Jerry Springer, because he was just the sweetest man. His family are lovely. I got to teach him and his daughter a father-daughter dance, which was really sweet. And we had the best. It was my first time over here in the States, which was very exciting for me. I'd only seen like big studio lots in the movies. I grew up watching all the MGM movies. And when I turned up to CBS and there was the boom gate and I had my name there and the driving spot and I had a personal assistant, I couldn't believe it, and a trailer. It was unbelievable. And then I got Jerry Springer, and it was just a really exciting time, and we had so much fun together. He's still a great friend.
Who's your favorite non-partner, but someone who was also on the show, like, I don't know, like season 13 or something?
Yes, Carson.
Okay, just checking. Just checking. Anybody else? Question?
I have another one.
Oh, yes.
Hi, this is Gloria from Unford.
You guys remember Gloria from Buena Park.
Kim, now that you're an author, are you going to be back for the next season?
You know, I'm not sure. I think they're casting it right now, and you never know, maybe. I judge the show in Australia, so I love doing that. I like being on that side of the desk. I did hang up my dance shoes a couple of years ago, and then they asked me back for the 10th anniversary, thank goodness.
Mm-hmm.
And I came back and I loved it. I love the show. I love dancing, so possibly I'll be back. We'll see. It's starting up again soon in March.
Yes. Anybody else? We have Sasha Farber from Dancing with the Stars right in the back of the room. Wave to everybody, Sasha. He's so fantastic. If we don't have any more questions, I guess we'll start signing. Okay.
Yeah, thanks so much for coming,
Thanks for
everyone.
coming, everybody. Thank you, Kim, and thank you, Robert.
And thank you, Carson.
Oh my gosh, my pleasure.